All right, so I have a radius and an ulna together here. I've already pointed out some parts of the ulna, but I want you to be able to see here just the functional differences between these bones, and that the ulna is the primary bone that meets with the humerus, and then here more distally it's the radius that articulates with more of the carpal bones and is more of a determinant of the motions at the wrist. Now, let's just take a look at the ulna. We had the ulnar process, we had the coronoid process, and then you can see here there's a surface where it touches up with the radius, and that's called the radial notch. So it's a little bit of a notch for your radius there. And then if we look here, another notch I wanted to talk about, the trochlear notch. That's this whole cup-like portion. So while this is the ulnar process and this is the coronoid process, there's this whole kind of ditchy place in between, and that's called the trochlear notch. Trochlear is in reference to kind of like a pulley kind of contraption, and so that's kind of part of a pulley. I don't know if some of those things help so much. Now this is taking a look at the distal end, and you can tell that there's something kind of curious there. You focus on it, that this little pokey part, and that's called the styloid process. And so we've had styloid process before on the skull, like a stylus, like a quill on a pen, I guess. The pointy end of a pen is a stylus, so that's the styloid process. And then I've got the radius here, and it has, this is the more proximal end, and this is the more distal end, and this proximal end is the part that goes in a little notch in the ulna, and so that there's a head to the radius and a neck to it as well, just a regular shaft. And it has its own styloid process as well. It also has a tuberosity. You kind of look on it, kind of twist and see that there is a bumpy portion near the head here. And that's called the radial tuberosity. That doesn't really tell you much about what it does, because we know it's here on the radius. You can see that raised up part. But that's where the biceps attaches. So the biceps has an insertion here on the radial tuberosity of the radius there.